What if perfection wasn't the goal?
저희가 작년에 정규 앨범이랑 이제 앨범을 발매했는데 전에 앨범들보다 살짝 성적이 저조했어요.
What if being real mattered more than being flawless? In an industry built on image, one group chose honesty.
안녕하세요, STAYC입니다.
This is STAYC. The year 2017 marked the beginning of an ambitious experiment. Black Eyed Pilsung, the duo behind Twice's biggest hits and Chungha's most memorable tracks, decided to stop making other people famous. After years of crafting chart toppers for established names, they wanted to build something entirely their own. The search took 3 years. Not 3 months, not 1 year, 3 full years of auditions, training camps, and careful selection. Rado and Choi Kyu-sung had one specific requirement: scandal-free members. They wanted artists who could represent their vision without the messy controversies that often derailed promising careers. The group appeared in YouTube Originals documentary K-Pop Evolution as trainees, giving viewers a glimpse into their preparation. Everything looked perfect on paper: the right producers, talented members, and careful planning. They even had a pre-debut name: High Up Girls. But in K-pop, perfect plans rarely survive the chaos of debut. The 12th of November, 2020 arrived with and almost immediately, the carefully constructed image began to crack. The song itself defied easy categorization: retro-futuristic synths married to modern pop sensibilities, with a chorus that felt both nostalgic and cutting-edge. Within 24 hours, the music video hit 2 million views, an impressive debut for any group. Then came the accusations. The plagiarism allegations struck like lightning. Social media exploded with side-by-side comparisons of STAYC's So Bad music video and Miley Cyrus's Midnight Sky. The visual similarities were undeniable: the neon lighting, the cosmic imagery, the retro-futuristic aesthetic. Within days, High Up Entertainment issued a public apology, acknowledging the similarities and promising more careful oversight in the future. For most rookie groups, this would have been career-ending. The K-pop industry thrives on perfection, and any crack in that facade typically leads to swift punishment from the public. But STAYC faced the controversy head-on, neither hiding nor making excuses beyond the company's initial response. Then came the fandom name wars. STAYC announced their fans would be called SWITH, a combination of STAYC and WITH, but confusion arose when some promotional materials referenced Stay. Stray Kids fans, whose fandom name was Stay, mobilized immediately. Twitter became a battlefield of accusations and defenses, with both fandoms claiming ownership of the name. The dispute raged for weeks, turning what should have been a celebratory moment into an exhausting legal and social media battle. Adding to the pressure, STAYC had debuted during the global pandemic. Live performances were limited, fan meetings impossible, and the usual rookie promotion circuit severely restricted. They had to build their fan base through screens rather than stages, making every online interaction crucial, but also more vulnerable to controversy. Critics called So Bad experimental to the point of being noisy. Music show wins seemed impossible when established groups dominated every chart. The members faced the harsh reality that talent and good production meant nothing without public acceptance. Yet something interesting happened during those difficult early months. While other rookie groups might have retreated or completely changed direction, STAYC doubled down on their sound. They performed So Bad with increasing confidence, refined their choreography, and began building a small but devoted fan base who appreciated their authenticity. The plagiarism scandal had an unexpected effect. It made people pay attention. Negative attention perhaps, but attention nonetheless. And once people actually listened to So Bad, beyond the controversy, many discovered something genuinely compelling. The song had layers that revealed themselves over repeated listens: complex production that rewarded careful attention. The 8th of April 2021 brought ASAP, and everything shifted. The song exploded across social media with a force that caught everyone off guard. Within 9 days, the music video accumulated 20 million views, exactly double the pace of their debut. But more importantly, ASAP felt like STAYC finding their true voice. The track balanced the experimental edge of So Bad with more accessible melodies, creating something that felt both familiar and fresh. The success felt surreal after months of struggling for recognition. ASAP climbed to 8th place on Melon and stayed there for months, the second highest achievement by any rookie group that year, behind only aespa. Their album debuted at #1 on the Circle chart with over 260,000 units sold, while the single peaked at 4th place on the digital charts. Their growing success brought recognition, but with them arrived new controversies that revealed just how different STAYC's approach would be. Even after their breakout success and rising status in the industry, High Up Entertainment maintained a strict phone ban for the members. While most companies relaxed such restrictions after initial success, STAYC continued operating under tight control. Fans erupted in frustration, demanding the company trust the members with more freedom. The controversy highlighted the ongoing tension between protection and restriction in the industry. More challenging was the boundary incident involving Yoon. When approached about performing for military personnel, the 17-year-old member expressed discomfort with the idea, stating she preferred to wait until she was older. The response from some Korean netizens was swift and harsh, criticizing her for not being grateful enough or patriotic enough. Instead of forcing Yoon to apologize or backtrack, STAYC and their company stood firm. They supported her right to set boundaries about her comfort level, even when it meant facing public criticism. This moment crystallized something important about STAYC's identity. They would prioritize the members' well-being over public approval. The success of ASAP proved they could compete with anyone when given the chance. But the ongoing controversies made it clear that STAYC would never be the kind of group that avoided difficult conversations or controversial positions. September 2021 brought Stereotype, and STAYC delivered their knockout punch. The track arrived with the confidence of a group that had learned from every controversy, every criticism, every moment of doubt. Stereotype felt like STAYC at their most refined. The experimental edge of So Bad polished into perfection, the accessibility of ASAP elevated with sophisticated production. The song became their biggest hit yet, dominating charts and proving that their success wasn't built on luck or timing, but on genuine artistry. What made Stereotype extraordinary was how it captured everything STAYC had become. The track challenged preconceptions about who they were supposed to be, what fourth-generation groups should sound like, and how rookie artists should behave. It was defiant without being aggressive, confident without being arrogant. And with Stereotype, they finally did it. STAYC won their first music show, and for the girls who had fought uphill from day one, it felt like everything had been worth it. Critics who had dismissed them as experimental noisemakers suddenly found themselves captivated. Stereotype proved that STAYC's earlier controversies hadn't weakened them. They had sharpened them into something formidable. The group that had started with plagiarism accusations and fandom wars now stood as legitimate hitmakers who could compete with anyone. February 2022's Run to You marked their first #1 album on the Korean chart, confirming their position among fourth-generation leaders. July brought Beautiful Monster, and November saw their Japanese debut with Poppy, which peaked at 7th place on the Oricon charts. Each comeback maintained their signature sound while exploring new territory. Teddy Bear in February 2023 showed a softer side, while Bubble later that year continued their evolution. 2024's Cheeky Icy Thang and GPT demonstrated remarkable range for a group still in their early career phase. But 2024 brought a moment of stunning honesty that perfectly encapsulated STAYC's refusal to play the industry's perfection game. During a candid interview, Yoon acknowledged that their last two comebacks had flopped commercially. Not struggled, not underperformed, flopped. In an industry where admitting failure means risking everything, where image management demands constant positivity, Yoon simply told the truth. The admission should have been damaging. Instead, it humanized STAYC in ways that carefully crafted statements never could. Fans appreciated the honesty, understanding that creative risks sometimes fail, but respect the artists who take them anyway. 2025 brought Bebe as their official comeback, followed by the summer special single, I Want It. These releases showed a group that had learned from their struggles without abandoning their willingness to experiment. STAYC's journey tells a refreshingly different story in K-pop's fourth generation. They proved that authenticity could survive in an industry built on perfection. From plagiarism scandals to fandom wars, from boundary controversies to honest admissions of failure, they navigated each challenge by refusing to pretend everything was fine. Their musical evolution mirrors their personal growth, from the experimental chaos of So Bad to the confident complexity of their recent releases. Each song carries the DNA of artists who learn to embrace both success and failure as parts of the same journey. What makes STAYC remarkable lies not in their ability to avoid controversy, but in their capacity to learn from it. They transformed every scandal into strength, every criticism into clarity about their values. In an industry that often demands artists sacrifice authenticity for acceptance, STAYC chose a different path. They showed that fourth-generation K-pop could include groups willing to set boundaries, admit mistakes, and prioritize member well-being over public approval. Their influence extends beyond their hit songs to the very culture of how idol groups can operate in the modern era. The 6 women who began as scandal-free trainees became something more valuable. Honest artists who refused to let perfection become the enemy of authenticity. They built their career not by avoiding difficult moments, but by facing them directly and growing stronger through the process. In 2025, STAYC stands as proof that the industry's demands for flawless images and perfect responses can be challenged successfully. They carved out space for honesty in a world that often rewards deception, for vulnerability in an environment that typically punishes weakness. Their story continues to unfold, but the foundation remains unchanged. 6 artists who decided that being real mattered more than being perfect. STAYC dared to be bold. Will you?